And who is with me today on Midnight Scribe's Creative Vibes? Well, who knows? But actually, I know. And let me tell you, it is an absolutely great artist, a good friend of mine. I don't know what name to call her. We could call her Ali, we could call her Alice, we could call her by her OC Rouge, which is very French. Ooh la la. But, I knew the French would work on you. Hello, Alice. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Man, I was trying so hard not to crack up, but then they just got me at Rouge.
It's the French connection. I mean, it's like the moment that comes in is like, all bets are off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm very good, thank you.
Ah, that's good. I'm glad to see you're doing all right and things are going well. I haven't spoken to you in a wee while. I mean,
yeah.
We're friends in real life, and I've got to now do an interview with you, which is very, very très official.
Yeah.
That French wasn't as good, was it?
I wouldn't know. I'm not fluent in French.
That's fair enough. Well, to be fair, you are fluent in a fair few other Muppets and cultures. I mean, Muppets and cultures? Sorry, did I just say that? I am such a Muppet, aren't I?
Well, that's debatable, I suppose.
Debate. Well, thank you. Right. Thank you for coming on the show and insulting me. How far are we into this episode? A minute and a half already? Yeah. We've got the insult out. Fair enough. Fine. Let's get this out of the way.
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. But no, I mean, speaking of me being a complete Muppets, let's talk about yourself. I mean, not because you're a Muppet, but you're an artist. You're part of the Brony community, and you're also a big fan of the Muppets.
Yes, all three are very, very true. Yeah, I don't know what else to add to that. I think pretty much covered it.
I suppose, in terms of our friendship, in terms of the friends we have, like your friends with Sugar Dove, obviously the Muppets, My Little Pony, and art are all kind of things that you have in common. I suppose, what do you prefer drawing, actually, in terms of controversial question? Do you prefer the sort of drawing the ponies, or do you prefer drawing the Muppets for your original characters? Because I know you've done a fair few original sketches here and there.
Well, technically ponies are kind of easier to draw because usually they kind of have a set mold. They pretty much are like the same body type, and like it's usually like male, female, and then you'll get the occasional one that looks a bit fatter or a bit bulkier or a bit leaner. But generally it's like they're pretty much they all look the same body type wise. With the Muppets, it's very, very, very diverse when it comes to shapes and sizes and stuff. For example, Robin the Frog is like this tiny little bundle of cuteness, I suppose, and then there's like I
remember that Muppets.
Yes.
No, but I get your point. But I suppose, you said that drawing Muppets are much more diverse and a lot more interested in drawing ponies. But
yes.
What course are you doing at college again?
I'm trying to apply for fine art.
Fine art? Oh, right. So is this like more la-di-da art? Is this a bit more posher, a bit more refined than what you're currently doing? Or like what skills are you learning? Like, because you're currently in an art course. You've been in one in years.
I've just finished an HND, and I'm going to move on to continue with a degree in fine art. I have no idea what to expect, to be honest, other than just developing my skills and grow as an artist. But I don't think it includes drawing Muppets and ponies every day, sadly.
Yeah. Well, what would you be looking to do then? Because obviously that's something you do right now as part of the community, but in the future, where do you see yourself going down this line?
Well, I'd really like to work in illustration, and that's all I got, really.
No, that's fair. don't worry, it's not 20 questions. Well, it kind of is 20 questions, but you don't have to give like a huge interrogation. I mean, I know you. I know that you enjoy doing art and so on. I mean, the amount of doodles I've seen from you on your Tumblr, on your Facebook, and all the rest of it, and in person, because you've shown me a fair few doodles when we've met up over the years.
Yeah.
And, they've just been absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
But we really have to, we have to bring this back to My Little Pony, if only for a brief moment, because of course this is what unites us in quite a few funny ways. But no, obviously My Little Pony is something that unites us all and we quite enjoy. But you've never actually told me what your particular favourites are in terms of the show, because although we're fans of the show, we've never really discussed it that much together.
Well, my favourite character from the main 6 is Fluttershy, because I relate to her the most, and she's so adorable. I think my favourite season would either be season 1 or 2. No, not 1 or 2. Season 2 or 3, which people still debate about, but whatever.
Is there how come you like their shows? Is it just like particular favourite episodes in those seasons? Like, is there something?
Oh man. Hurricane Fluttershy comes up as one of my all-time favorite My Little Pony episodes. It's just, I just find it really, I don't know, I just really love how it's written and how they're just, and the interactions between Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy overcoming a fear, but it's like, it's just so understandable, and if I had better communication skills, I would probably write an essay and a speech and how much I love that episode. But yeah. I also really, really love the episodes which are focusing on the Apple family, like the Apple Family Reunion, Pinky Apple Pie. What's another one? That episode where they first encounter the Flim Flam brothers.
Super Squeezy Ciders, Squeezy 6000 thing. It's something like that.
Other favorite characters, just because they're just so lovable. I don't know what it is about them. Like, you've got like the leader with Applejack, you've got the kooky old granny with Granny Smith, you've got the strong silent type with Big Mac, and you've got the young one with Apple Bloom, and yeah, they just work off each other so well, and I don't know if that's just, they're just great. And it always warms my heart, and the songs are fantastic with them as well, because you've got the whole cowboy thing going on, so of course you've got a lot of violin and banjo and country music, and it just works really, really well.
Well, definitely. I mean, you're mentioning there about how there's parts of the show you relate to. There's a lot of great humor and characters in that. I mean, is that in general why you like the show, or is that how you got attracted to the show in the first place?
I first got attracted to the show. This was like roughly a few months before we met. I was just browsing through DeviantArt, and I noticed that there was a lot of fan art, and lots of people were talking about it, and it was like really popular. And I was just like, My Little Pony, I'm ridiculous. And so, out of curiosity, I watched the first episode, and I think this was the time when it was just finishing up the first season, and from then on, I was just hooked. I just really liked it, and I appreciated it for what it was. And for me, the character designs were really great, even though they're technically copies, but we'll get to that later. And I loved the uniqueness of the main 6, and it looked great. And at the time when I watched it, it didn't feel like a commercial, like an advert that was half an hour long. It felt like a good show with solid characters and relatable situations, but all while keeping their own world and uniqueness, and of course their own mythos and magic and creatures, and it was I liked it, and
Yeah.
then
I mean,
I converted a lot of people, and here we are now.
yeah, no, exactly. I
Well,
mean, it's
inadvertently, but yeah.
yeah, no. Listen, like the rule stands, you did convert me, but no, I mean, well, I mean, obviously you're a big fan of the show. You're a huge fan of the fandom around it, or at least the good elements of it. I mean,
Yeah.
same as everyone else. But what about the comics? Because I know you're an avid comic reader at times.
I need to catch up with the comics because I haven't read them in quite a while. I have money issues, but yeah, I like from what I've seen, it's some good stuff in there. Like the artwork's really nice, and the writing is quite good, and it's nice to see some different art styles in there, and see a range of expression and color and writers and one of my favorite artists, Amy Memberson, has worked on it quite frequently. Speaking of her, she also did a few of the Muppet comics, like the Muppet, because they had the Muppet Show comic book. They did that for a while, and she worked on that. And she also worked on My Little Pony for a while as well too. And yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah,
so,
I like the comics, but yeah.
well, you mentioned that artist there that you happen to like that's done the artwork for both the Muppets work and the My Little Pony. I mean, are there other artists that you happen to enjoy, either in the community or just in general, that you'd like to give a shout out to? Like,
Oh,
bet you didn't expect I'd ask you a real question.
oh, I don't know. There was one artist on DeviantArt called, I think her name is KP Squirrel, I think. But yeah, her artwork is really gorgeous. Of course, Mad Munchkin is really good too, and whom I also know as well. Oh, these are just like fan artists I'm talking about, not official artists.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
well, I mean, well, I suppose if we're talking about real artists per se, I mean, are you a fan
well,
of Picasso?
yeah, he's okay. Well, that's all I can think of right now.
Now, you and I came into the show through the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic show, the newest of the series. But like Diane, are you a big fan of the sort of earlier generations? Because I'm not as familiar with them, but I know you two have discussed this quite a lot of length.
Um, I did when I was little. I did have some of the videos, and I did have a lot of the toys at the time. I think it was Generation 3, I think it was. But yeah, I remember owning so many. There was like uh there was like one that was like a witch, and there was one that was like a wedding bride thing, and there was another that was I think was like Applejack, I think. But I never did remember any of their names. Actually, I remember that with that kind of pony, they had on one of their hooves, they had like a rainbow on them, which I always thought was really cool. So I was more familiar with the toys than I was with the characters. But I definitely remember the original Spike from that television show, because that was the only characters whose name I actually could remember. I think it was because he was just a dragon.
Oh yeah, well listen, look, dragons are cool. That is the rule. You cannot make an uncool dragon. It is not actually possible. I mean,
Yeah.
have you ever drawn Spike?
Yes, I have. Quite recently, actually, for a request. You can find it on my DeviantArt, and no, yeah, just on my DeviantArt, yeah. That particular drawing I drew with Derpy Hooves, and they're in the middle of the desert, and Derpy Hooves is shielding Spike from the sun with her wing, while her other wing is a bit untangled and broken looking. That was actually a request. That wasn't really my idea, so. Yeah, I thought it was just a really cute idea, and it was a lot of fun drawing it.
I know. I've been trying not to over here, like trying not to just like it sounds cute. I mean, just when you're pitching that there, I mean, you sold it really well. I mean,
Thank you.
what we'll do at the end as well, like obviously, if you want to have a look at her artwork or any of her other bits and bobs, you'll be able to find her links down below in the description. And do you do commissions or do you do any sort of fun stuff like that?
I do commissions, yes. And anyway, on DeviantArt, my username is I am Ali Ballybee, and my Tumblr, my art Tumblr is Ali's Art Stuff. That's all in one word. But my main Tumblr I use for reblogging and blogging stuff in general. It's just simply I am Ali B. So hopefully you got all that.
Oh yes, oh don't worry, we'll pop those links in the description below. I'll just finish writing that down. Ali,
Excellent.
Bally, Mally, Cali, B. But no, we will put the links down below, and honestly, worth checking her out. She does some fantastic artwork, and I'm not just saying that because she's a friend. It's genuinely, I do like your work, Alice. Honestly, it's absolutely fantastic, and it's been really great having you on the show. I mean, I know this is very much out of your comfort zone. You know, this sort of thing can be a bit daunting, but honestly, it's really appreciated you coming on the show and going through this and putting up with me as well to actually do the show. So really, from the bottom of my heart, honestly, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for the interview.
I hope everyone that's been listening, no worries. I hope everyone that's been watching the show has enjoyed this. Please like and do all the other fun stuff. Comment, share. Please get us the views. We really do need views. Please, pretty please. Listen to her voice. Does that not sound like a pretty voice? Listen to her, please.
Please.
Please, sir, may I have more subscribers?
You want more?
I know, I've crossed the line, but I'm afraid, look, the final words of the show are always the same. From Midnight Scribe, please subscribe.